What's up guys, Maxim here, and I wanted to make this video to answer one of the most important questions that I get when I'm streaming 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Also, to prevent new players from making a big mistake, as most of you guys know, making a UR gear is one of the most important decisions to make in the game. And if it happens that you end up giving the wrong UR gear type to a unit, that can set you back weeks behind, if not months. So stick around with me as I explain each character and why would you gear him in a certain way and not on another. And also, please know that I won't be going through each and every unit in the game, just the most commonly used units, otherwise this video will end up being an hour long. So bear with me and let's get started. Alright boys, this is a graph that I made sort of on the tier list because I suck with Excel. So basically this is how it's going to be. The first character that I chose is Gother, because it's a very, like, both Gothers pretty much like are geared the same. Gother is a very essential character that you want to be given HP and defense, because you want like to prioritize him surviving first. So yeah, definitely HP and defense, because of his passive. You guys know Gother is like SS tier, like he's such a broken character, especially the greed one, and you want him to survive in order to keep buffing the enemies and ranking up and so on. Green Diane, she's going to be a future-proof kind of unit. She's going to be very valuable in the future. You want to be giving her HP and defense because you want her to tank all the attacks and so on. So yeah, definitely HP and defense. Drow is the same, HP and defense. Drow is a very fantastic unit. You can actually pair him up with a lot of units and he can actually work well. He works good with the Sario that just got released on global right now, and he's going to be, especially the blue one, he's going to be very valuable for Assault Meliodas when it comes in the future, and especially with his taunt, he can actually make some good plays with. So both Drolls have to be HP and defense. Ludocio is a whale unit. You don't want to be wasting your resources unless you're a whale, in my opinion, but definitely give him like a HP and defense if you're trying to gear him up, just because like Ludocio is a unit that relies so much on his passive, which is like if he's out CCs the enemy CC, he actually reduced the defense and crit resistance by 40%. So definitely HP and defense. King, like, it depends on your playstyle. If you want to see numbers and so on, you can actually give him HP and defense, but if you want him to survive and keep on healing, HP and defense is the best you can actually give him. Deathbeers is a very special unit for me because I actually use him in the crit team, and he's very useful to have in the back. So, but unfortunately he has a really low CC, so definitely give him HP and defense in order for you to like to increase your CC and start first if you're gonna use him in PvP. And even in PvE, if you want to use him, like having the extra survivability by giving him HP and defense is very good. Kyu is the same. A lot of people give him attack and crit damage. Personally, I gave him attack and damage, but since he like keeps on applying his debuffs, which is the ignites, which reduce the damage taken by 10% and increase the damage that the enemy will take by 10% as well. You want him to survive the longest because he's going to be targeted in PvP and so on. Personally, I give him attack and crit damage because he does tons of damage, especially if there is a lot of ignites applied. But you want him to survive the longest and keep on applying his ignite. So yeah, HP and defense with attack, defense and HP substats is the best you can actually give him. A lot of people are asking me why you should give Red Zeldris HP and defense, why not attack and defense. Zeldris is more like an utility kind of unit. You want to be giving him HP and defense in order for him to survive, and also he's a really great association for Meliodas. So you want him to have the extra CC that can give Meliodas as well. And plus, like, even if you give him HP and defense with attack and defense substat HP as well, you want him to survive. He is a resistance kind of like in the resistance team. You want to be given her HP and defense in order to increase your CC and your survivability. So HP and defense is the best. Goddess Elizabeth, her shield, her heal and so on. So you want her to survive the most. So giving her HP and defense is the best. A lot of people know how to gear her by now. I saw some people give her attack and defense. It's not bad if you want to see numbers, but HP and defense is the way to go. Lilia, she's a really good unit in the Pierce team.
You want to be giving her like pure substats if you can, but if you want to be increasing your CC as much as possible, you want to be giving her attack, defense, and HP substats as well. Merlin is a very good unit, especially like in the Glue Eater team, which is like King, Lost Vein, and Goddess Elizabeth as well, or Gother. It depends on your playstyle. It's basically rushing ultimate, but unfortunately, like you won't be needing Merlin because of her like attack or shield or whatever. You just want her because of her passive. So she's normally in the back. So HP and defense to increase your CC in order to start first is the way to go. HP and defense can make Merlin like survivability much higher, especially if it happens that one of your units dies or something. So yeah, HP and defense is definitely the way to go when it comes to like Green Merlin. But if you want to give her HP like attack and defense, if you want to see numbers, of course that's a personal choice. Green Esterosa is a fantastic unit. It's one of my favorite units, especially in story mode or when it comes to tower trials and so on. A lot of people gave him attack and defense, such as myself, because I want to see numbers basically. But a lot of people, and the way to go is actually HP and defense. You want him to be surviving. You want him to do like his counter all the time, and plus like in the future, if you want to be using him PvP, HP and defense is the way to go, because if you want him to be taunting people and taking damage, you want him to be tankier than the rest of the units, especially because of his taunt. So HP and defense with attack, defense and HP substats is the way to go here. Athena, she's not very used like commonly, but she's a unit that is used in the back because of her passive. Basically her passive, if I remember correctly, is if you happen to kill any of the enemy units in PvP, he actually like uses 2 ultimate or depletes 2 ultimate gouges. So she's mostly given HP and defense in order for her to have in the back and increase the CC in order for you to start first or for her to survive as much as possible, because you won't have other attack unit to be doing the damage and her in the back to increase the CC and survive. Red Molluscula, I wasn't gonna be covering her, but she's going to be a future-proof unit. So if you happen like to UR her for some reason, you want to be giving her HP and defense because you want her to survive as much as possible, especially that because of her passive is basically like let enemies like live for a couple of rounds, like 3 rounds I think, after them dying. So it makes her like the open target, because you want to be killing her first in order to like to kill the other units. So HP and defense, because you want her to survive as much as you can, is the way to go. Gloxinia is basically an utility unit because of her heal, because of her like level 2 cards, seal and so on. So HP and defense is the way to go. Green Derriere, perfect unit and a future-proof unit, especially in the resistance team or in the once Assault Meliodas comes out and you want her to be surviving and keep on taking the ultimate gouges from the enemy. So HP and defense is the way to go, but if you want her to do an extra damage, is attack and defense with attack and defense and HP substats. Hendrickson is a really fantastic unit, especially in the King team, the Wing team, Festival King, whatever you want to be using him. So you want to be giving him HP and defense due to the fact that in the Festival King you want to be starting first, and if it happens that you don't start first and there is a Goddess Elizabeth in the other team and it happens to like to be placing her shield, that can like cox you so hard. Also, like Hendrickson has a really low CC for some reason, so you want to be giving him HP and defense. I don't know if I explained this, but HP and defense gives one of the most CC in the game. So definitely, like, if you want him to survive more and have the extra CC, give him HP and defense. It's the best in my opinion. Also, there is Evil Lilia. So basically, Evil Lilia is the unit that can be placed in the Festival King as well. So you want to be giving her HP and defense in order for her to survive and do a little bit of damage and so on. So yeah, Easton is one of the greatest buffers in the game. HP and defense is the way to go in order for her to survive and keep on giving those buffs. HP and defense as well for Green Guild Thunder. Guild Thunder, like is a very, very good unit if you want to like decide to UR him one day, and he works perfectly in the back. But unfortunately, like Hendrickson, he has one of the lowest CC in the game, so giving him HP and defense is one of the most crucial things that you can actually do. Now to the attack and defense, and why I gave him attack and defense. Basically, this guy is going to be... I wouldn't recommend you like giving Bond UR gear at the moment, but if it happens that you want to give him SSR or something, basically give him attack and defense. It works best for him, because like Bond is not a unit that you're going to be using in PvP, mostly in PvE or against Crimson for red. But I would recommend not using him because Red Diary can do much more damage. Nunchuck Bond and Prowler Bond is mostly used in Crimson, so attack and defense works best. For both Escanors, attack and defense obviously, because you want them to do damage and survive at the same time. Attack and defense is the best, plus like in the future, if you happen to have UR gear sitting around, HP and defense as well like works if you want to have him as an association unit. But yeah, attack and defense works best for both Escanors right now. Lost Vein, attack and defense, but personally for me, I went for the attack and crit damage in order for him to like the max, because he's a crit based unit, and if you want him to do much more damage when he crits, attack and crit damage, that's what I went for. But if you want to have the high CC, because like defense gives more CC, and if you want to have the extra CC, you don't want to be out CC'd, attack and defense is the way to go. But if you want numbers, definitely go for attack and crit damage. That's the best way to go. Derriere, attack and defense, because basically you want her to be doing damage, and at the same time you want her to be surviving, so attack and defense is the best for her, with attack and defense substats. I saw some people give her resistance in order for her to like to resist some of the attack, but it's due to personal preference. If you want her to have the highest CC and the highest attack, definitely attack with defense and HP substats. But if you want to build another set for her with resistance substats, definitely go for that. Attack and defense for Rogo, because you want him to do damage and also like to be surviving. But you want to give him Pierce due to the fact that he has like a Pierce card, which depends on his Pierce stats. So if you give him like Pierce stats, best for him. I don't know if I explained that properly, but you guys know what I mean. So basically like, yeah, attack, defense and HP with Pierce substats, defense and HP. So yeah, Eren is used in the Crimson. A lot of people ask me what kind of gear do you give for him. He's not a crit based unit or anything. Attack and defense would do just fine. Her attack and defense as well, because you want him to survive and have some CC. I saw some people give her, if you want like the extra numbers, if you're using Green Gother with her and you want her to crit a lot, attack and crit damage actually works for her as well. I forgot what he's called. Oh my god, I forgot what is he called. Whatever, he needs attack and defense because you want him to survive, and he's mostly used right now in some final bosses in order, like, yeah, Hauser, I don't remember his name now, Hauser, and also like he's used in farming team if you don't have like Shin. Basically, yeah, he's very, very good and you want him to survive. Some people give him attack and crit damage, but if you want him to survive, especially if you use him in the future against like the final bosses or something, attack and defense is the best. King Arthur, some people give him HP and defense because he's a buff unit, and that's the way to go. But if you want to see number, attack and defense is the way to go. But personally, I would give him HP and defense because you just want him to survive and you want him to be buffing the team at all times. And personally, his passive as well is going to be working well in the future if you happen to like to use a full human team with Green Roxy once she comes out. So HP and defense is the way to go. Demon Meliodas is a Pierce kind of unit base, so attack and defense works very, very well. But if you want to see numbers like attack and crit damage, but personally I would give him attack and defense with Pierce substats, defense and HP, so works well. Levi, I don't have him because I started playing the game like a bit over 3 months ago. But if you want to be gearing him up, I would actually give him attack and defense. Now, this is a special criteria with HP and crit damage, which I served for Master Meliodas. So basically for Meliodas, increase crit chance by the ratio of hero diminished HP when using a skill. So the more HP that he does, the more damage or crit damage that you want. So you want to be giving him HP and crit damage in order for him to do much more damage. You can actually put in this criteria also like the one once he comes out, like HP and crit damage. Obviously he's not going to be doing the one shot sort of damage that he always does, but he's going to be surviving in case you face on another one with a higher CC than you and happens to start first. You can definitely survive by giving him HP and defense, and you can retaliate once you start your turn. You're not going to be one-shotting. You're probably going to have to like to do the an extra turn in order for you to kill his one. But HP and crit damage is a possibility to give the one, but for now attack and crit damage works best for him. These two units that I can think of right now, but I don't know if you guys like know other units that I actually didn't mention and it's actually very commonly used. Definitely give it full crit damage, because both of them rely so much on their crits, and also like their damage is like they don't do damage unless they actually critting, especially like Slater. So you want him to do a full crit damage. You can obviously give him attack and crit damage as well. Personally, I have him on attack crit damage, but a lot of people say that he like full crit damage actually works very well for him. Also there is Green King. Green King is very commonly used in the Gray Demon, and he works best when he's actually critting. If you don't know his passive, basically if he has full ultimate gouges, he increases his crit chance by 50%, and once he crits, he actually does a ton of damage. If you happen to UR him one day, definitely give him full crit damage. That's the way to go, boys. The next criteria that we have is attack and crit damage. These are units that I can think of that are actually commonly used and I like personally see all the time. So basically King Arthur is used in the Red Demon. You want to be giving him attack and crit damage. I saw some people give him full crit damage, yeah. But yeah, the attack and crit damage is the way to go, because you want him to do the extra damage, and if just in case he doesn't crit, but if it happens to crit, he does the tons of damage. Obviously there is our boy right here, Zeldris, the meme boy that he never crits. But yeah, if you want him to crit, give him Green Gother to increase his substats, plus like Luducio, and plus like Death Pierce in the back, and it's a guaranteed one shot. He's a really fun unit once he crits, but if he doesn't, gosh, you're going to be struggling a lot. But yeah, attack and crit damage is the way to go. The one once he comes out, obviously is attack and crit damage, because he's a crit based kind of unit. If he crits, like he basically one shots every single unit, especially red units in the game. And yeah, he's a very fun unit once he comes out. Fun, I would say. Yeah, so you want to give him attack and defense, attack and crit damage, sorry about that. Yeah, there is Sario as well that just came out on Global. A lot of people are asking me, what kind of set should we be giving him? Like full crit damage? No, you want to be giving him attack and crit damage. Basically, you want him to do a lot of damage just in case he doesn't crit for some reason, because the attack stats will give him the extra attack just in case he doesn't crit. And if it happens to crit, he's going to be doing a tons of damage. Anyway, for Mai's a very fantastic unit in the crit team, which is Luducio that I talked about. Luducio with Death Pierce in the back with Queen Gother as well. But a lot of people give her attack and defense. But if you want to be seeing numbers, like crazy numbers, attack and crit damage is the way to go. I saw a lot of people give her attack and defense just for the sake of the extra CC. Munspeed is the most, I don't know if I talked about him in my previous videos, but he's very underestimated unit in PvP, and he's very fun, especially if you're going to be facing a mono blue unit. He one-shots everyone, especially if you pair him up with Kyo. But yeah, he's very fun unit. I would totally 100% recommend him. But yeah, you need to be spending a lot of resources, and if you happen to be giving him a UR gear, attack and crit damage is the way to go. Jericho's going to be getting a buff in the future. In JP right now, she got an extra boost for her basic substats, and she became very valuable. A lot of people give her full crit damage, but Personally, I would give her attack and crit damage just because her substats are very, very low even after the buff, but you want her to survive a little bit by not giving her full crit damage. But attack and crit damage is actually pretty good because she's a crit kind of unit, and even if it happens that she doesn't crit, she still does some damage. So attack and crit damage is the way to go. Festival King. So some people give him actually HP and crit damage in order to start first. So if you're into that and if you're a whale, definitely give him 2 sets. If so, just in case you want him to do damage, you can give him attack and crit damage. But if you want him to start first and do those ticks by the poison and so on, definitely give him HP and crit damage. Shin. He's not released. The Green Shin. Where's Green Shin? I don't see him here. Green Shin is attack and crit damage. I personally give him crit damage because he crits like crazy. Red Shin, once he comes out on global, attack and crit damage is the way to go in my opinion. Because if you have a debuff on you, I believe. Let me look that up real quick. Red Shin, there we go. Attack an enemy with a debuff will result in a critical strike. So basically attack and crit damage. Oh, he's a very fun unit once he comes out, but unfortunately he doesn't do enough damage to justify like giving him UR gear at the start. But if you're a whale, then be my guest. Definitely giving him a UR gear can be very, very beneficial for you. Easton, Green Easton, once she comes out, I don't know why she didn't come out on global yet, but attacking crit damage is the way to go because she does tons of damage. I'm not sure about her passive because I didn't actually watch any showcases for her and I didn't pull her on JP yet. Yeah, attack and crit damage is a way to go. Red Mono is a crazy unit. It's very fun in the crit team that I mentioned earlier. If you want to happen to give her UR gear because you have an excess, I won't recommend you giving her UR gear first. But if you happen to have some fun, you want to give her UR gear, attack and crit damage is the way to go. Just for the fact that she crits all the time, definitely give her attack and crit damage. And now it's a full defense set, which is like preserved for only one unit, which is Tarmiel. Tarmiel is a very special unit. Tarmiel is one of the hardest characters to explain, to be honest with you. But he's a very fun unit that just got released. Basically, he relies so much on his defense and his survivability, so giving him a full defensive gear is the way to go, just because of his passive, like unique or whatever you want to call her. So his unique is decrease all enemies max HP by 200% of the hero defense. Applies when entering battle, exclude death matches. So it depends on so much on his defense stats and so on. Like full defense is the way to go. I hope I didn't miss any of the important units, but these are the important units that I actually so commonly used. Of course, like some of the Meliodases here can use the same set, UR set, because you can use the same set if they happen to have the same name. But that's what I usually do, especially with Meliodas. I just have like 2 UR gears basically. I have one for the attack and defense and one with the crit damage. I just replace the defense ones with just crit damage, and that way I don't have to make a full another UR gear. But yeah, hopefully I helped out a bit. A lot of these characters use HP and defense, and some of them attack and defense. But if you guys have any questions, come and hang out with me on Twitch. And also, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment. Please don't forget to leave a like, as all likes are really, really appreciated and do help the channel to grow, especially that we just started. You can brag to your friends that you actually subscribed here first. It would mean the world to me and make my dream come true. Also, thank you so much for watching, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Safety.